We're in Sharei Orah, one of the most powerful books in the history of the world. We're going to be zocher 120 years. This is the Mechitzato Shel Rabbi Yosef Jikatilia. I actually was checking that his real name is pronounced Chikatilia. Chikatilia. So we talked about last week, 2 weeks ago, that every tzaddik, every chacham, every navi, when he would daven to Hashem, he would specifically use the names, Abraham, he would use the names that knew that he needed the shefa of Hashem from that name. Like we said, Yaakov, when he blessed in the name Kel Shakai. Kel Shakai. Right? Also in our
you can't say the word.
Yeah, like even in the Sefer Torah, if you would put in one place Amonai instead of Havaya, it's pasul. Right?
Yeah,
you can't do that. You can't put on the mezuzah, it says Shakai. You can't put over there Ekye.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
How can you say Ekye but you can't say that name? Like,
I say Ekye and I say Shakai. No, I don't say Aleph.
Yeah,
some people do say it.
Why? So
they say it means like it's a word, you know what I mean?
Educational.
Yeah, educational. Okay? But it's a very big aderat. It will be Hogeh Shem Hashem.
Right,
it's like Lahavdil. Could you call your dad, let's say your dad's name was Joe. Yo, Joe. Where's the kavod, you know what I'm saying? Saying Hashem's name is a very big disrespect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
There's 72 names. Which one is that?
Talking about the Shem Meforach, of course.
Beautifully put. I never thought about it.
Yeah, you can. You have to. Yeah, it's exactly how it is. But Pia Pshat. That's the Pshat. You're learning the Ashkenazi terminologies?
Shagelti.
Somebody's like, what is he saying?
Every time I'm like, I don't understand. I'm not just saying that. I really don't understand.
You'll get used to it. The Kodem Shatchil v'Karar HaChibur, Rabbi Yosef says, before I'm going to start the meaning why I wrote this book, יש לי להקדים לפניך הקדמה. I gotta tell you one introduction, yeah. והיא זאת, כלל גדול, a very big general rule. No. כי אמיתת עצם הבורא יתברך, the reality, the truth in God's essence, אינה מושגת לזולתו. If you miss that sentence, you miss the whole book. כלל גדול. The truth, אמיתת, the truth, עצם הבורא יתברך, of the essence of God, that means the true essence of God, may His name be blessed, איננה מושגת לזולתו, can never be understood by a creation. You guys got that cloud? Mm-hmm. The true essence of God will never be understood by His creations. It's a very big, he just put a bomb in the room. Ve'ein b'chol hamonei ma'ala, even the great angels up high, yodea mekomo, they cannot even tell where he is.
Oh.
Even the great, like we say, Baruch kvod Hashem mekomo, from his place. Aye mekom kivodo la'aretz. So where is his essence? We don't understand his essence. Kol sheken, they don't know his place. Even more so, they don't even know him. Hello. See, that's how it's so crazy when people say, yeah, God this, God that. You don't even have any clue of the essence of, you don't even know his place. You're talking to Hashem like he's your friend. It's mind-boggling. Every person has to learn this sefer. Halo tireh, come and see. Malachei ma'ala, ma'im omrim, the great angels up above, what do they say? Baruch kvod Hashem mimikomo. Blessed be God from his place. V'kol makom shu, any place that he is. V'im elyonim kach, if the angels up high say that. Tachtonim alachat kama v'kama, even more so the human beings down below. Im ken, if so, kol otam ha'inyanim shanu korim b'Torah, all those things that we read in the Torah, like we say, yad, regel, ozen, ayin, the hand, the foot, the ear, the eye of Hashem. V'sha'ar kol kayotze ben mahu. What does that mean then? If we don't know Hashem, we don't even know His place, how could we say the eyes of Hashem were seeing, the hand of Hashem smote, the fingers of, like I said in the 10th command, it's the finger of God. How do you understand that? Ki kol da, no. V'ha'amen, and believe. Ki kol otam ha'inyanim, af al pi shehem morim u'me'idim al gdulato v'amidato. Even though all those things written in the Torah about God, He saw, He hit, He smote, even though they show His greatness, אין כל בריאה יכולה לדעת להתבונן מהות אותו הדבר. You never will really understand what the Torah means when it says the hand of God, the eye of God. You're never gonna understand what that means because you see it in your or what you know as an eye, what you know as a hand. You will never understand the truth of those words.
It's like בזרוע, יד חזקה.
Yeah, יד חזקה, בזרוע נטויה, אצבע אלוקים היא. ואם אנו עשויים בצלם ודמות, if we as humans are made in God's image, in his צלם, אל יעלה בדעתך כי עין בצורת עין ממש. Don't think that your eye looks like the eye in heaven. או יד בצורת יד, or your hand is like the hand in heaven. אבל הוא עניינים פנימיים. It's the neshama of the eye. It's the neshama of the hand. Like we learned today, the kavanot of the mikveh, those names are the neshama of the actual mikveh that you see in this world. Upnimiyim lepnimiyim, and there's inner lights to inner neshamas, and inner neshamas to inner neshamas, and deep down inside those things is the true essence of God that's keeping it alive. Asher mehem hamakor, God's essence is the true source of life and the shefa that comes out to all the creations. B'gzerat Hashem, it's God's gzera, it's God's decree, really. At the end of the day, the fact that we're all alive in this world, it's God's decree that Hashem keeps on giving us life even though the world is full of immorality and death and killing and lies and stealing. It's God's gzera. אבל אין מהות יד כמהות יד. Your hand is not the hand in Shamayim. לא תבניתם שווה, it's not, it doesn't look the same. כמו שנאמר, like it says in the book of Isaiah, chapter 40. ואל מי תדמיוני, who could you compare me to? ואשווה, and I will be compared to him. You can't compare me to nobody. ודע והבן, come and see and learn. שאינו בינו או בינינו דמיון מצד העצם והתבנית. There is no comparison whatsoever between a human and God. אלא כוונת צורות האיברים שבנו שהם עשויים בדמיון סימנים. Our body is like, it's like a sign of what is in Shamayim. It's like a sign, it's like a siman. It's like a bookmark. It's like a dimion. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if somebody never saw an eagle, no matter how much I will explain it to you, I can never really explain to you what an eagle is. It has a beak. What's a beak? You know what I'm saying? But whatever you put in your mind, that's a siman. Like, that's how he explained to me how an eagle looks. That, kabut abi, that's how our bodies are formed compared to what's really up there. You will never know what a real yad is. You will never know what a real ayin is. Whatever we have down here is a siman. It's a siman. Right? It's a sign. It's like and something of a something of what that really is. עניינים סתומים עליונים שאין הדעת יכולה לדעתם. Your dad can never fathom the truth. כמו שכותב ראובן בן יעקב. If I'm going to write in a book, for example, he's giving an example. If I'm going to write in a book, Avraham, the son of Raphalchai, is that you? Is that you? No. But if I tell you, this is you. Whatever the real hand is compared to what we have is like, kabut, I would write yad and I would say that's a yad. You know what I'm saying? That's the comparison. If I write Gavriel, is that Gavriel? It's your name. I wrote down your name, but is that really you? It's a siman. It's like a, you know what I'm saying?
It's another word for that.
It's another word, but you guys get the point, right? That's the comparison between you
You get it?
Yeah.
and what the real yad is.
I would say
That means what the real yad is and what we are. It's like I'm telling you whatever you are, whatever I'm writing your name. It's your name, but it's not really you. So too, we are not the real goof.
But the neshama looks like the goof.
That's true. The neshama is in the form of the goof. The goof is in the form of the neshama. But the real thing, what we say in Shamayim, Yad Hashem, Enei Hashem, and all that stuff, that's not even.
Never come close.
It's not even close.
Then,
Because he says the letters ha'otiyot eina tzura atzma. It's not the actual form of Reuben ben Yaakov. Tzuratov taradom ma'otot. It's not even his essence. It's nothing. It's just letters. And a zikaron. It's a remembrance. It's a reminder. שזה ראובן בן יעקב כתוב. It's written here ראובן בן יעקב. והיא סימן, it's a sign כנגד אותו עצם בתבנית. That this is Reuven ben Yaakov, but it's not an actual Reuven ben Yaakov. לפי שהשם יתברך רצה לזכותנו, since God wanted to give us a merit. ברא גוף האדם כמה איברים נסתרים ונגלים. He made in us hidden limbs and revealed limbs. Hidden organs and organs on the outside. Like a siman למעשה מרכבה. We are like a siman. Our bodies are made kabut to be a siman to the heavenly chariot. Not that the heavenly chariot is actual a face over there that we have, or when it says there is an Aryeh over there, a lion, an eagle, a shore, a man, all that stuff.
Yeah.
How do you imagine it? An actual eagle. How do you imagine
They
it?
perceive it, right?
The way you perceive it is as if I say you are
Okay.
the letters that I wrote down in the ketubah. That's you. Is that you? That's the similarity. That's how similar it is when he says that's the Merkava and how we imagine it. It's not even I don't know, there's a much better way of saying this.
Yeah, 'cause you
Imagine I would say a book is the letters Samech, Pei, and Resh, which is Sefer, right? Or a book is B-O-O-K. Is that a book?
It's a wording book.
It's a word. But it's a book. It says book over there. When the Torah says that Merkava has a lion there, this, that, it's not the actual thing. It's just what's written over here. It's a siman.
So how are you supposed to perceive that?
You're not. Until you reach prophecy and you could actually perceive it.
So when you see the prophet, you actually gonna see that?
Mhm.
Yeah, a lot of work, yeah.
And you will see the true
You
lion.
gotta go back to Sharei.
The true. Sharei Kedusha. This is higher than Sharei
Yeah,
Kedusha.
but you get the prophecy. You get the two. You have to get there.
Hey, but you have to know what are Sefirot first.
You have to go that or this one first. What you gotta learn first?
You gotta learn Sharei Kedusha first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Alright.
You gotta go back to a prerequisite, buddy.
So, ve'ilu hiski adam letaher ever mera, if you're gonna reach the level where you purify at least one of the limbs of your body, ye oto ever kidimyon kiseh, that part of your body will be the base for the true thing in Shemayim.
So basically,
Im ayin ayin. That means if you purify your eyes, you do shmiras and ayin,
right.
then your eye will be the tunnel for the true eye, and you can start to see things.
Is that what they're talking about?
You see what I'm saying now?
Is that the pineal gland? Is that the same thing?
What?
You're talking about pineal gland? The third eye that they're talking about?
No, I'm talking about your actual eye.
I know, but when you talk about the third eye, what does that refer to?
He's not talking about the third eye.
I'm just saying, in general.
I have no idea.
Okay. So if I was to, for example, if I was to fix my breath, for example, right?
Then your brit will be the true will be a base for the true brit in Shamayim.
What does that mean?
That's what Yosef HaTzadik became.
So what does that mean? That means what? When you fix it, was that like be kingship? What does that mean?
Yeah.
I know that's what it's so.
That's just the symptoms. That's just the result. But then your brit milah could make you will be revered and feared by all beings.
That's a good one.
You will be feared by all men.
And animals.
You had to add in the animals. But the eye, for example, your eye could be the true. Gabriel, you understand what I'm saying to you over here?
He's basically Zaldai, man.
וכן לכל השאר, כיצד? Let's say you're נשאר במראה עיניים. You don't look at any ערווה. לא יסתכל בדבר ערווה. ולא בדברים של גנאי. You don't look at the face of an angry person, of a רשעים.
That affects you, right? All that affects you.
Then your eye becomes the true base for the true eye in Shamayim, and you can start to see.
So if I stay away from people that are angry, that
If you're not allowed to look at the face of a person getting angry. So what you're going to do, your wife is going to get angry, you can't look at her face now.
I'm sorry.
Take it easy, deliver on 10th floor.
Yeah. אז אותו עין, עשה כתב לו עין. Also the yad, say to me with the hands, the רגל, קשר כל איברים, ועל זה אמרו חז"ל, next page 9. האבות הם המרכבה. What did the Chazal mean when they say our forefathers were the chariot? ולא אמרו כל אחד מהאבות הוא המרכבה. They didn't say every one of our forefathers were the chariot. אלא האבות, the forefathers, who are they? כיצד? אברהם לקח בטהרה. אברהם אבינו, he purified צד ימין. He purified the right side. וירש ימין של מעלה, and he inherited the right side of heaven. שוע חסד. That's what it means when the pasuk says it. V'yisa Avraham haloch v'rasoa negva. Avraham traveled south. South, that's where the chesed is.
So he went to his place.
That's why people want to go on vacation. They go to Florida.
Yeah.
Why? It's in the south.
Aruba is also on the south.
Yeah. You had to add an Aruba. Yitzchak לקח בטהרה את עצמו. Yitzchak purify, huh?
Gehinnom is also in the south.
Yeah. No, Gehinnom is in the south, yeah.
Okay.
No, Gehinnom is in the north.
It's the north.
Gehinnom is in the north. מצפון תפתח הרעה, in the north.
It's a phone, yeah,
I
exactly.
thought it's south.
Yitzchak purified the left side. צד השמאל, שהוא פחד. In Rav Yosef Jikatilia's book, or Chikatilia's book, he doesn't call Gevura, he calls it pachad. You know what pachad is? When suddenly you get afraid, tamefached, that's Gevura. Trepidation.
Pachad?
Pachad. That's another word for Gevura. Actually explains Gevura better. And that's what it means when Yaakov swore in the fear of his father Isaac. Yaakov lakach tzad ha'emtzai, the rabbi's favorite. The middle column. Yaakov. So basically we could learn from here that a rabbi has a connection with the middle column because he always talks about what? The middle column.
Yeah.
You talk about something so much that means
he wants it beautiful.
he wants to beautify it. And that's what it means. Yaakov ishtam. Yaakov is a simple man. Yoshev Oim sits in the tents. What does it mean he sits in the tents? Between the tent of Avraham, which is Chesed, and the tent of Yitzchak, which is Pachad, and he's in the middle, he's the Tiferet. So we see the forefathers together are the chariot of God. Not each one is the chariot of God. Together they form Avraham, the chariot of God. Wow. Yosef Jikatili, I'm telling you.
So you said the main, hold on, before we go to the next, we're going to this line. You said, like you said earlier, together. So basically what you said earlier as in the earlier lecture, like all of us as connected, like how that's the same concept here. So Abraham is
You have to find your left column and your middle column. That's what it means. You have your own left column and middle
How
column.
you look for that?
How you look for that? You gotta start searching. You gotta get the books. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
You gotta get the I love this guy. Alright, let's continue.
Yeah, next. Yitzchak, no?
Listen, if you don't journey, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. Don't take it personally. You're working in 47th Street.
I want to get out of there, man. I'm trying to change my mindset right now.
You're in 47th Street. That's the place. The greatest jewels are in 47th Street, obviously. But at the same time, you're in a place with a lot of tumah.
Gehinnom.
Gehinnom.
Go to Gehinnom.
Everybody's walking over there, you know. So you can't be showing me your Enaim over there.
Actually, I could.
You think you could.
I could.
You understand?
Be done.
This one comes in, please do this for me. This one, that for me. This, that. Shmir Enaim.
So then why
God put you there because that's your tikkun, probably, to do Shmir Enaim. Listen, you're a man that you work your hands. Working the hands is which Bechina, Kain or Hevel?
Hevel. No, Kain.
Kain.
No.
Kain.
Kain's anger, man. You got a lot of stuff in
A lot of also inventors,
Yeah.
creators.
I do have Kain.
You do have Kain inside of you, understand? Plus you love the color red.
Yeah.
You always wear the color red.
Red and blue.
Red and blue.
Trump's friend.
Red and blue.
So you gotta be careful. Alright?
I don't know, man.
You gotta walk with God.
That's the whole point here.
Now you're taking that first step in 2 days.
Yeah, kind of weird.
But you gotta stick with that. You gotta stay with that. She's your left column.
Mm-hmm.
And your kid is gonna be the middle column.
I'm the right.
You're the right.
Didi.
Chesed.
Alright, let's finish the introduction. ועתה יש לנו להאיר עיניך, let me open your eyes, בעניין תלוי על זה, something that's connected to this. כי המידות, the characters, the midas, תלויות באיברים. They could also be compared to limbs. כיצד? מידת העין היא ראות. The midah of the eye is to see. The ozen is to hear. Yad is to touch, to feel. Regel is to walk. So the midot nimshachot achar evarim. The midot can be translated as the function of the limb. That's why when the Torah wants to say a certain midah in Shamayim, they'll call it the limb. The eyes of Hashem. The ear of Hashem. What does that mean? Not that Hashem has an eye or an ear. It's the characteristic that defines the limb. Hashem is seeing right now, and through what He's seeing, that's none of your business. That's something you cannot understand the true essence of God. But right now He's seeing. That's why the Torah says the eye of Hashem. Because right now the midah that's being revealed is the eye. Is the looking. You understand? So right now what's being in control in the world is Hashem is scouring the earth. Sometimes Hashem doesn't want to reveal the midah. Right? So too, just as en erech beinu lebein nevarim, kach en erech beinu le'inyan hamidot. But here's a secret: just as we don't understand how does God see or how does God hear, because you don't understand the true essence of God, so too you can never truly understand the true essence of His midot. You could try to understand His midot, but you'll never truly understand how simple but how complex it is at the same time. Because Hashem is He's not bound by a body. But we have no choice. However else we're going to talk about God. We're forced to use those words. Hashem saw, Hashem heard, Hashem hit, Hashem gave. We're forced. We have no other way of saying it. That's the secret. This is, by the way, what you're learning right now is so many people who learn Otzrot Chaim and Etz Chaim, they don't learn this. And that's when they get to Kfirah, Chas v'Shalom.
What's Kfirah?
Kfirah is atheism. Because they say, oh, God is Zah, God is this, God is Chokhmah, God is Abba.
What they just said earlier.
Right, that's Kfirah. That those Zah, Abba, those are Midot.
Right.
They're Midot. They don't understand that, but we have no other choice. So the Ari is trying to explain to us through these Midot how Hashem is giving us the Shefa right now. You understand? And Hashem lets us do that. Because we know in the Beit HaMikdash there were cherubs.
Right.
And that's a very big question. How does God allow two images in His Kodesh HaKodashim?
Exactly.
Sometimes God says, I will run the world the way I want to run it. If you want to make a mistake because you want to be stubborn, let yourself make a mistake.
Yeah, no, I understood that.
Many times in the Torah, God says, let us do it. Na'aseh Adam. Moses said to Hashem, don't write that. You're opening the mouth of the Satan. Chas v'Shalom. Hashem says, I'm going to write whatever I want to write. Whoever wants to make a mistake, let him make a mistake.
That's how a lot of people do today.
Of course. Hishamer lecha, Rabbi Yosef Chikatili says, Shmor nafshecha meod, watch out for your soul. Let's turn the page, let's finish the Hagdama. Pen tikasher chas shalom, if you're going to say, because we're saying now that God hears, He could only hear. He's limited by the midah of hearing. Chas v'shalom, to think like that. When He's hearing, He's seeing, and He's feeling. God is not limited. Just right now we're perceiving.
He's given a capability.
שאין הדבר כך, אבל כמו שאין לעניין עין ואוזן שיעור גבול ודמיון, כך הוא הדין במידות. Like I said, there's no real comparison to our midah and His midah. Just the Chazal קראו לשמותיו הקדושים מידות. Chazal there's no other word, so we call God's names His midot. Like it says in the first parak in Rosh Hashanah, Amar Rav Yehuda. Rav Yehuda says, Brit Kruta. There is a covenant that was made to the 13 attributes. 13 midot. She'inam chazot rekam. She'imay hinam chikorit brit. I'm making a read. What are the 13 attributes? Kel, v'achom, v'echam. But don't think for a second God is limited by those 13 attributes. Don't think that for a second. Because His midot are not our midot. And the 13 midot of Hashem, kel, v'achom, v'echam, v'chapayim, v'klal, here is the general rule. She'esh lecha lamin, you have to believe and know that there is no connection whatsoever to our midot and Hashem's midot. Only we have no choice, b'derech haskarat siman. It's like when we say Hashem's midot, it's kabut tabi. I'm saying Avraham is when I write his name. That's how far the comparison is.
Now I got it.
Now you get what I'm saying?
When you say Hashem has a nose, basically it's like just it's not a nose, just the wording when writing.
The comparison of saying that Hashem, the anger went up in Hashem's nostrils is like me saying that Avraham is his letters. It's convoluted. It doesn't make sense at all. You're not letters.
Right.
You're an essence of something.
Right.
Just like that, you can never truly understand the true essence of Hashem. And that's what the Chazal always mean when it says, look how the midot of Hashem are not like the midot of flesh and blood. Last paragraph. And now that I've given you the mafteach, the key, and this hagdama, now we could go into each one of God's names that are written b'Torah. ולהאיר עיניך, and to open up your eyes, בכל מקום שתמצא כתוב שם אחד מהם. Every time you see one of God's names, which is His midot, you will know מקור מים חיים, the source of the life, water of life, שהוא נובע מכל שמותיו יתברך, which comes out of Hashem's names. And ותשיג דבר זה, once you reach this, you will be מצליח, you will be successful, דרכיך ואז תשכיל, and as we say in the שבע ברכות, be מצליח, מצליח, מצליח. ברוך ה' לעולם, אמן ואמן.